Alan Joyce, he says, "Go woke, not broke," is his new line. He's insisting on, when he was in the role, he's leaving Qantas now, but keeping tabs on diversity, identity politics. He's saying that this is actually keeping businesses afloat. Matt, what do you think about this? Because, your favourite phrase is "go woke, go broke," and here's Alan Joyce saying the opposite.
Well, has Alan Joyce flown on Qantas lately? Like, is he actually flowing on the planes? It's an absolute debacle.
Yeah.
I can't count on a couple of hands how many flights I've had cancelled and changed just in the last few months. I had one the other night, Friday night, going to get home for the first time in 2 weeks. 15 minutes before I board, announcement came over, flight cancelled. And I've heard reports that, in fact, what's happening is they're cancelling flights so that they can improve returns. They're just cancelling flights to have enough people on them and then chucking on the next one so they maximise them. It destroys people's lives. So I just hope that Alan Joyce would focus a little bit less on diversity, inclusion and equity, and a little bit more about making the planes run on time, about getting us from A to B. That's all I want Qantas to do. I don't need them to fly rainbow flags or save the planet. I just want to get home. I just want to go from one place to another quickly and easily. And they're failing at that right now. They're failing at it despite the billions and billions of dollars taxpayers bailed them out with over the past few years. Now they're making record profits, charging us record prices and much, much reduced service.
So Alan Joyce made these remarks in a fireside chat with his brother that the Australian newspaper reported. And I think it's interesting that he said, in proving his commitment to diversity, he said that his management team was split into 40% male, 40% female, and 20% lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex. I just don't know how in job interviews you can ask someone their sexuality. That seems highly inappropriate. But Corey, the point Matt has made about how much, hundreds of millions of dollars, I think maybe $300 million that Qantas took in government subsidies during the pandemic, it's now delivered a record profit of close to $2.5 billion. Should it be repaying some of those government subsidies?
Oh, probably, but so should lots of other companies. The only thing that kept Qantas afloat in the later reign of Alan Joyce was, of course, government money, and now it's price gouging. But going back to this point, Sharri, when did it become a fact that, homosexual men or lesbian women cease to become men or women? Just when did we define people by their sexuality? So, Alan's got his male cronies over here, his female cronies over there, but he doesn't count gay men or gay women as part of either of this. This is nonsensical. And the push is coming from giant corporates like BlackRock, who have their diversity index, and they basically say, we won't invest in your companies, we won't buy your shares, we'll talk the super funds out of buying them unless you comply with these social woke mantras. And the consumers, when they look at Bud Light and when they look at Target and when they look at a bunch of others that go down this rabbit hole of transgender endorsements and alienating their crowd, the market capitalisation of them is getting smashed. So the boycotts in America are working, and in the end, people will vote with their feet and they'll say, I don't want to fly diversity airlines. I just want to get somewhere A to B on time within my budget.
All right, Corey Bernardi, Matt Canavan, so good to see you both tonight.